Have you ever put down a book because the character was unlikable? Has someone, an editor, an agent, a beta reader, told you that your character is unrelatable? What do these words even mean? Likeable, unlikable, and relatable are words that get thrown around a lot when talking about books, particularly when you're trying to get published. But it's sometimes hard to understand what you should do differently to make your characters more likable or relatable. I don't really like the terms likable and unlikable when judging the quality of a character because they're very subjective and the words can be interpreted in the wrong way. If you're worrying too much about making your character likable, they could end up being really boring. There is definitely such a thing as a main character who is too perfect, too nice, too bland. But I definitely don't think that when people talk about characters being likable that they're talking about them being perfect or nice. A flawed character can still be likable. For example, Loki in Avengers. Everyone loves him, but he's definitely not nice. He definitely doesn't have very many good qualities. I actually think that when people talk about wanting a character to be likable, that they actually mean that they want it to be interesting. They want the character to be flawed. I think a likable character is one who guides their own story. If a character is being pushed along by their own plot, or possibly even worse, if they're just making a series of dumb decisions for the purpose of moving the plot along, that character will probably be labeled as unlikable. And that leads me to the next term, relatable, which I think is a much more valuable term to use in discussing characters, but it still can be hard to understand. Relatable doesn't mean that a character has to be everything to everyone. I'm not an orphan who finds out he's a wizard, but I can still relate to Harry Potter. Relatable characters are characters who have understandable motivations. For example, Katniss goes into the Hunger Games to save her sister Prim. Most of us have someone or something that we would sacrifice ourselves for so we can understand and relate to her. Relatable characters care about something. You might be noticing a trend because I talked about having your characters care about something when I talked about character introductions and setting the foundation for your characters a couple weeks ago. It's important for your characters to care about something, basically. Caring about something is what makes characters humans. All of your readers are humans. They can relate to that. Relatable characters make choices that make sense, even if they're bad decisions. Characters can make bad decisions. That's natural. That's normal for people. But they need to make sense. Like I talked about in the likable characters part of this video, when a character just makes a series of stupid decisions and it feels like it's just for the purpose of moving the plot where the author wants the plot to go, that is not very relatable or likable. Sometimes your characters will make good decisions, sometimes they'll make bad decisions, but they have to make sense for that character and the situation they're in. All of these things that make a relatable character for me, understandable motivations, caring about something, decisions that make sense, those can all be related to a character who is good or bad. Whether your character is a hero or a villain or just a kid trying to get through the 11th grade, if your character is making their own choices and acting like a real person, your readers are going to like them and relate to them. And sure, some people won't, but you're not going to be able to please everybody, and if you try to do that, like I said, your characters are just going to be too boring and too perfect. Let me know in the comments what you think makes a likable or relatable character. I think not everyone will see this the same way, which is great because we can learn from each other. That's all I have for today, and I will see you guys this Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Time. We will be having a write-in. See you guys then.